Name and affiliation.
Patricia McAllister. I'm here representing myself, but I do work for the Los Angeles Unified School District. And I think that the Zionist Jews who are running these big banks in our Federal Reserve, which is not run by the federal government, they need to be run out of this country.
You know, the protesters are giving voice to a more broad-based frustration about how our financial system works.
My name is John Bechtel. I bring greetings and solidarity from the Communist Party. We are here marching side by side. We'll sleep here.
Hey guys, what does the red flag mean? Communism?
Yes, sir.
You guys are communists?
Yes, sir. 99%.
The protesters is a message for establishment every place. The focus is on Wall Street, and justifiably so. And God bless them for their spontaneity. It's, it's an independent people coming. It's young, it's spontaneous, it's focused, and it's going to be effective.
We're here to build a movement for economic justice. And like currently our demand is the occupation itself.
There's a class war going on in this country. We're the richest country in the world, and we have the most inequality between the rich and the working people and the poor.
You're a classist?
Yeah, I don't really have any sympathy for people with obscene amounts of money. If you're...
So where do you draw that line, obscene?
Honestly, anything over $200,000 is like, no one spends that amount of money on anything. That's ridiculous.
Well, we're for economic justice and an equitable distribution. It's obvious.
This is very kind of an anti-American sort of thing where there's this small percentage of people that have all the wealth, and then there's a big chunk of basically peasants, which people are really afraid of losing their middle class, and that's part of what this is about.
The government is being run by corporations, and what that is called is neoliberalism.
For decades now, the allocation of wealth has been increasingly skewed.
People who have money have influence, and people who don't have money don't have influence.
We had a new system, a new democracy, where we all had equal share of power.
People in general have much more decent impulses than the bourgeoisie, than the banks.
Corporations, the wealthiest 1%, have undue influence in this country.
The people who have all the money certainly didn't work for it.
The system that has capitalists owning industry and workers being subordinated to that, where most of the profit goes to not to the worker but rather to the capitalists, that's an unequal system, and it's not very surprising that what we have is the massive inequality that comes out of that.
The rich, the elite, the people who control society, who have made the decisions to society, continue making decisions to destroy people's lives in society. And all these places, they're just exploiting, enslaving the people and taking their resources.
A CEO makes over 470 times as much as an average employee of that same company.
My landlord's rich. I know that. She owns a lot of property all over Oakland.
And you think that's a bad thing?
I'd say eat her.
What about property owners? There's somebody like the people who own the restaurant across the street. Are they workers?
No, they're the bourgeoisie. They're the ones who own capital. Their relationship to production is one of domination. It's not one of being subordinated as the worker, usually from Central America, as the gentleman likes to point out.
So even the guy who has a little hot dog truck over there, because he owns his hot dog truck, he's not a worker?
Those very same individuals within a different system would be different. That is, if they weren't forced to be bourgeois people or whatever you have, they wouldn't. It's not really about them. It's about the placeholder that they are within the hierarchical system that we have.
What if you're a brain surgeon and you're making $500,000 a year? I mean, according to you, this person probably should be taxed maybe 75-80%. Would you be happy with something like Norway?
I err on the side of of that, yes. I err on the side of favoring those who are lower on the totem pole because, and I do understand that that means other people are being taken down lower.
Okay, so you want to basically redistribute the wealth then?
Well, not only that, I want to see things change so we don't get into this situation again. The whole economy is out of whack.
For the past 40 years, we've seen tremendous growth in our country through the hard work of so many Americans, but that growth has not been distributed.
The taxes aren't high enough, and that money isn't distributed well enough.
We distribute in a way that's fair for all Americans.
America's standard of living is going to have to come down a peg.
Steve Jobs just died. You know how much inherited wealth he has?
Quite a bit.
$7 billion. Shouldn't there be an inheritance tax?
There is.
It's not enough.
So when you said the system isn't working, are you talking about the capitalist system?
Yes, I am. I'm talking about capitalism. Yeah.
I don't think capitalism is effective at all.
At all?
At all, zero.
Yeah, I think it's a total bogus system. It was based on slavery and genocide.
I think that capitalism is inherently bad because it feeds on resources, and in order for it to expand, it needs to keep feeding on resources. So capitalism is not sustainable.
Basically, if I get more than you, I get to capitalize on you. You have some land, I'm going to take it, I'm going to use it for my benefit, sell whatever goods it has, then I get enough weapons where if you ever try to make an uprising, I'll put you in jail or shoot you.
Well, I would like to see a workers' government where people that work, people that make the wealth in this country, run this country, because I feel like we like they say, labor creates wealth, and I feel like that's true, and I feel like people should own the means of production.
The wealth of the oligarchy would have to be expropriated and redistributed. That's, I think, quite obvious. Yeah.
So what about that iPhone you have there?
What about it?
Did it exploit people in its production? It is an iPhone, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But, it's actually helping me and record folks and, get sort of their perspective on what's going on with Occupy Wall Street. And I will be posting this on Facebook and Twitter.
The revolution has begun in Oakland, California. All these beautiful people. Arg!
Well, I think we need a radical change in the economy.
Well, I'm always thinking the revolution's going to start any minute now, and I want to be there.
And it's about time that we tell them that they don't run things. They don't have the power. The people have the power. Mother Earth has the power.
And definitely getting rid of the system that is oppressing us is the start, for sure.
I mean, I talk about getting in the streets and changing the system. That's the system.
Shit won't be exactly how you want it to be. Shit's gonna change, and you don't know what's gonna happen.
It will fall big, just like all big societies have. I don't think the rich people realize who's going to go first.
Oh, I'm just looking for young people to have their eyes open and their hearts in the right place, and maybe throwing a little love in there.
What do you do with the people who don't want to change their beliefs or don't agree with you?
Kill them. I'm just kidding.
Wow.